Okay. I find this Moviemaker, this is supposedly the updated version one for Windows 8, which is what you'll have on your computer, to be highly unintuitive, at the very least. The earlier version, which was timeline and storyline based, was really, for some strange reason, along the lines of what normal people use when they buy these programs. But this is what you have, and so this is what we're going to try to plug through and do here. So let's go and get started. In this area down here is where we need to add our videos, and that's what we're going to do right now. Now, as weird as this is, it exports to MP4. However, it doesn't play back MP4. So you're going to have to import in an AVI file. The AVI file would be not the very first one I gave, the very first DVD I gave you, because that was the Blu-ray, and that definitely won't play on here. And it won't be the last one that I just gave you, because that is MP4, albeit that's what we're going to export eventually too. Don't ask me. And so it's going to be one of the AVI files. It's going to be the extension on the file. When you open up the DVD, it'll be called like outlaw.avi or whatever, but you'll be able to figure it all out. Okay. So assuming you can figure that out, I'm going to click here. And this is MP4 and this is MP4, and it can see the two MP4s, but it won't be able to play them. So I'm going to click here, and you can see when I highlight over here it says AVI file, and I have moved this from, which is what you should have done too, from the DVD to a folder that you can find it in, and I put this in my videos folder so that it's easy to find. And I'm going to click on that file and click open. And this is basically what I get back. Now, I have considerably shortened my AVI file. Yours will take probably a little bit longer to get in here, considering that yours is a lot longer than this. I only cut out like 5 minutes just so that we could move a little bit quicker through this. Okay, basically two parts of this thing, real easy. Here is the preview section, and this is the little segments broken into the thing. This is where actually a storyline should be, but they've done away with that for some stupid reason. Anyway, so this is what we work with. So the magic here all occurs with this little black bar. And if I left click on it with my mouse, you can see as I move through here, my left hand area over there, the preview screen, shows me what's happening or going to happen on the movies. Okay, pretty simple, huh? So what we're going to do here is we're going to cut this into various sections like I suggested to you. In other words, we're going to create multiple movies out of this one movie, okay? And we're going to delete the crap that we don't want. So it's going to just take a little bit of getting used to here to do this because, like I say, without the storyline, it does make it a lot stupider and trickier, but it still can be done. And the next program costs several hundreds of dollars, so we don't even want to go there. So we're going to have to do with what we've got. And what you're going to do is, let's say I want to come over here to this section right here, okay? And what I can do is I can right-click on this black line, and this gives me an intuitive menu, okay? So let's say, for an example, I want to get rid of this first section. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to do a start point and an end point, even though I could. What I'm going to do is actually split the video. And what that does is, you can see what it does. It actually creates two videos now. So I have this beginning section and this section. And to see where this section is going to start at, if I come over here to play, but you can start hearing it play. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. Okay, roughly right in there. Okay, and whatever is highlighted in this light blue, yours may be a different color, but whatever's highlighted in light blue, is the active section. So right now we have 2 points. I don't want this first section for anything, so I'm just going to come over here. When it changes blue, I'm going to get right click on it, and I'm just going to turn around and I'm going to choose remove. And now what I've effectively done is remove the first portion of the video. Okay, and I'm going to proceed on with this, with splitting it where I want to split it at, creating various movies. And in this case, I don't want to trim anything here. Say I want to come over to here and I want to trim it again, or split it again. And then maybe I don't want that section, so I'm going to split it again. Okay, so now I've got this little section in here. Okay, so now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 movies. You can see them if I highlight them. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, but I don't want this section. So I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to remove it. Okay, and I'm going to do that till I get all this thing down exactly the way I want it. And the way I can see how if I got it the way I wanted it is to come over here and play it. Okay, now comes the really stupid part of how does it transition between these different things. This is how really stupid this thing has become. So we're going to do some transitions, and this is not easy to do. So what we're going to do is on the areas that aren't blue, we need to select those. Okay, so I'm going to hold down the CTRL, the control key on my keyboard, and click on each one of those sections. You notice that as I click through them, I'm highlighting them all in blue. Okay, the next thing I want to do is come up here to animations, and these are all the animations that are available to you. Kind of see how they are below there. Some of them are, some of them I don't know. Okay, so let's say we're going to use this one. I'm going to highlight here, click on that, and I'm going to click on Apply to All. And now what happens? Now watch what happens when I start playing it. And you can control that duration of how long that thing fuzzes in and out by here. And you don't have to put any of these in. It's not required that you put a damn one of those transitions in there. Okay? Now if you want, we can back up and get them out of there. Okay? This is the undo. This is the redo. And I'm going to change that transition to, let's do the page flip. I don't know what's in here. Where are you? Here we go. These are the various page flip ones. I think that puts them in, but yeah, it does. So if I want to increase the thing, let's increase it to 2 seconds. And you notice it didn't put it in here, and there's a reason for that. And it's because the first frame is assumed to be a title frame. Okay, so I'm going to move it over to here so you can see what's going to happen. And I'll show you what to do here on that in just a second. Again, not absolutely needed, but let's say we want to put a title here in the very first frame. So I'm going to go to the beginning of the thing. I'm going to come up here to Home, and I'm going to click over here on Title. You notice that adds this in, okay? And I'm going to come over here and just type in. Okay? Pretty simple. Now, when I click on Start, pretty fast right in there. So I'm going to leave this highlighted. I'm going to come back here to Animations. And I need to come down to that page flipper. Which one did I do? This one. Okay, and now you see it's been added. And so now if we start it over again, have the video exactly the way that you want to cut it all up. We've added a title frame, and if you want to get these in different order, you actually can, Lynn. All you have to do is hold it, click on it so it's blue, okay, and hold down the left mouse button, and you can actually pick it up and drop it. See how that bar appears right there? I can actually drop this section at the beginning, and so watch what happens. We've got it the way we want it. We got the video the way we want it. We're going to come up here to File, and now we need to choose what we do. Now, if you just want to publish this to YouTube or Facebook or whatever, okay, you can do that, okay? But we're not going to do that. We want to save the movie, and the best thing to do, if you save it, okay, for a high definition display or for a computer, these are going to save as the same thing. Both of them are going to save as uh, MP4 files. This is what's weird about it. It won't play an MP4, but it will save it, so go figure that. Anyway, if obviously if you save it for a high definition display, which is perfectly fine, and what I would recommend anyway, and the reason I would is because you want the highest definition you can. Okay, it will take a little bit longer for this thing to render, and by that I mean it's going to take a while because, well, it's only 4 minutes, so I guess it shouldn't take you even that long. So I'm going to click there mainly because it's going to give me the same two files. One's just going to be grainier than the other one. I want the highest resolution, so I'm going to click here. Okay, and only because I'm guessing that this is where I don't know if this is the reason, but I would always save it to my videos library here. Okay, and I'm not going to save it as my movie. I'm going to save it as something different. Let's save it as demo 2 because this is called demo 1. And if you save it as something that's already in there, it's going to overwrite it and not going to be what you want. So I'm going to click demo 2, and I'm going to pause my video so we can come back and take a look and see what we created. Okay, I thought I'd pop back on here. This is when I clicked on save, this is going to be the screen you're going to get. And you can see even on my computer, it's a grind. And we're only talking about a 3.5-minute movie here. So I'm going to pause it again, and then when we come back, we can look at the actual end result. Okay, yay, it's done. And so here are our choices. Play, open file, open folder, or close. And I'm going to open my folder. And there you see it right there, demo 2. And I'm going to go ahead and leave that open temporarily, but I'm going to shut this thing down because I'm done with Moviemaker. And then I'm going to open up that folder. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to click on Demo 2, and it's going to spill all over my screen. You're not going to get to see the whole thing, but you'll get an idea. So let's go and click it open. I don't know how much of this you Okay, my guess is you probably saw a crap of that. Only in Windows 8. You gotta love it. Anyway, if you double click there, you'll be able to see your demo and you can see the whole darn thing. And this is what you're going to copy to your DVD and burn to your DVD or CD, whatever the case may be, if it will fit. That file alone, which is less than 5 minutes, is 789 megabytes. So it would fit on a CD, but just barely. Okay, oh, no, absolutely. No, it wouldn't. I'm sorry. What am I thinking? It won't. It doesn't hold a gig. So you're going to have to use a DVD to record that because I think a CD only holds 640 megabytes, and that's on a good day. So we're at 789, and that is considerably trimmed. So you'll have to see, I guess you can't see what I'm talking about. Let me move this up. Oops, move that up. Yep, just so I can be able to see it. Hang on, let me move things down here. Let me pause for a second. Okay, if I hover over this, okay, down here is what I was looking at. This tells me how big of a file is it, 789 megabytes. I can also right-click on it and choose Properties, in which case then I can also see how big it is. And a CD only holds 640 megabytes, and obviously 789 is bigger than 640, so you can get it on a CD. You would need a DVD and things. And that's probably about as long as you're going to be using, too, just to give you an idea, because that's probably about 5 minutes long, maybe 4 minutes right in there, because I think probably about 4 minutes, depending on how much I trimmed off of it. I don't know, but that's going to be pretty close to the size that you're going to get. So you're going to probably need a DVD to actually burn this thing too, and stuff when you send it out. I don't think it'll send on a CD. But anyway, that's long short of it. That's how you basically create your demo thing with using Moviemaker and stuff. Hopefully this video has been some help to you, and you at least can figure it out from here.